What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. So tired of saying that same old line that we always say, but it's okay. We're here. We are up early this morning. We are just getting over a cold, so our voice is super deep today, but we're gonna rock with it. So getting right into the video, we're starting off with our XL tapered squirt tips. I shaped these into stilettos. Classic Nude from V Beauty Pure, or what I thought was Classic Nude. I'll get into that a little later. My Core Clear from Young Nails. Using foil transfer from Two Guys, which is the best I've used so far. I really recommend this one. My size 14 Kolinsky brush from Nail House, which I ended up switching out later. Monomer, of course, from Young Nails. It's the only monomer I use, y'all. So yeah, hopping right into the tutorial. So many of you have asked me to do either a nail foil tutorial or an acrylic ombre tutorial, so I figured I just put them into one video. So starting off with our foil transfer gel, I'm just going over the entire surface of the nail with the gel. Make sure you're covering the entire surface, because if there's no gel on there, then there's nothing for the foil to stick to and you'll just have a blank spot or like a bald spot in there, and you don't want that. After you cure that in the lamp for 60 seconds, allow the gel to cure. This is the trick, y'all. Nail transfers will not stick to a warm nail. So once you pull your nails out of the lamp, give it like 40 to 60 seconds just to allow it to cool down a little bit, and then you go ahead and place your nail foil on there. I know a lot of problem that people are having with their nail foils is that they are not sticking. And that's probably because your nail is too warm, or you're using your finger to rub the nail foil into the nail, which is pretty much warming your nail up even more. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to be that person that would use my finger and aggressively rub the nail foil into the nail. Sometimes it would work, but a lot of times it didn't, and that's when I realized heat plays a huge factor when it comes to nail foils. So once I figured that out, I pretty much got a perfect transfer every single time. So I recommend getting one of these silicone tools you guys see that I have here. It does have two sides, so you will see me using both sides of it. The other side is kind of more curved, and you can get one of these from your local nail supply store, of course Temu, Amazon, Shein. Also, you'll see me go in with like a lint-free wipe and kind of wipe my nail with my other hand, just so that I can use my hand to wipe it or rub the nail foil on there without actually touching it with my skin. So yeah, you'll see me do that as well. But I'm gonna let this part play out for you guys, and then I'll pop back in on the next step. Alright, y'all, I had to go get me a cough drop because as I'm editing this video and doing this voiceover, I just went back and listened to the beginning and my voice sounds so hoarse. Oh my goodness. But this is the end of the cold where you're coughing everything out and your throat is super sore. I am feeling much better. I just sound crazy, that's all. I promise, I feel amazing today, you guys. We are actually in Kansas City right now. I'm recording from the van, sitting outside of Planet Fitness because I'm finna take my ass in there as soon as I'm done with this voiceover. Okay, so getting back into the video, I'm going over all of the nails with top coat. This is my shiny top coat from Ruby Nail Products. Because I'm going to be going over all of the nails with acrylic, I want to basically encapsulate the nail so that that monomer does not melt away the nail foil, because it absolutely will. So you're definitely going to want to protect that nail foil by putting top coat. You can use base coat even, and I'm going to cure that for 30 to 60 seconds. Alright, you guys, so if y'all have been following me or watching my videos for a while, y'all know that I do not like to ombre straight into gel. And by that, I mean when I go in with my nude to ombre down, I would prefer to ombre into acrylic than to try and blend a nice ombre into gel. But that's just me. I tend to get a smoother nicer ombre when I ombre acrylic into acrylic. So that's why I'm going in with a thin layer of acrylic over the nail. Sorry, I don't know, I had a brain fart. Okay, so this is the moment where I was like, yo, what's going on with my brush? I didn't clean it before I used it. I was being lazy. I mean, I cleaned it, but I didn't clean it thoroughly. Like, I didn't soak it in anything. So I went ahead and just swapped it out for my other size 14 brush from Ruby Nail Products, which is just as good. It's just smaller. They're both 14s, but the one on the left is just slightly smaller. Alright, so getting into this ombre, I tried to zoom in and get these angles for you guys as best as I could. I like to start off with about a medium-sized bead. I don't know what size bead that is, y'all, but y'all can see. And I place it onto the nail where the tip pretty much meets my natural nail. I like to spread the bead across the whole nail. When I say across, I mean horizontally across the nail from sidewall to sidewall before I start working with that bead. And you guys notice I am not really swiping at the bead too much. I'm mostly working in patting motions. And that's the key to this application. That's the key to every application. Use the tip of your Kolinsky brush to gently pat your bead into place. I don't know how else to explain this shit. And the video is obviously moving a little bit faster than how I can explain it, and I'm gonna try and keep up with the video and talk as the video is going. So hold on, let me start over. Alright, I am placing my bead right where my natural nail and the tip meets. As soon as I place the bead down, I start patting. I'm working from one side and patting all the way over to the other side, keeping that acrylic in place. As you're patting, you're allowing the acrylic to pretty much set. I'm sorry, I'm going out of frame a little bit right here. But notice how I'm not really working too much with the top of that bead anymore because it's pretty much settled and formed into the apex that you need it to be. So that's when I drag just the bottom of that bead down slightly. And that's what's going to give you that ombre or that gradient. And you'll see again here, I'm literally just patting it down and then dragging just the bottom of the bead down slightly to get that gradient or ombre. I hope I'm making sense, and I'm pretty sure you can just watch and see what I'm doing. But as you're creating your ombre, if you're finding that it's a little bit too light, or if you're not getting that coverage with the nude, it's okay to add more beads. I actually had a hard time with this acrylic, and that's because I thought this was my regular classic nude from V Beauty Pure, but it was actually classic nude mixed with like 3 other nudes that I put into this jar because I was running out of that one. Classic nude is a little bit more opaque than this, so I was expecting a better coverage for my ombre, but by this point it was just too late to swap out. So but yeah, I thought this was classic nude, but this is in fact not classic nude from V Beauty Pure. But of course you want to choose a nude that's opaque enough to cover whatever is underneath. So if you're working with like a darker gel color and you're wanting to ombre over that, I suggest using a more opaque nude that will give you the coverage you need to give you the ombre that you want. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, my tips for ombreing acrylic is taking your time, working with the acrylic, patting it instead of dragging it. Give that acrylic time to set. I tend to work with wetter beads, but that's just me. I don't know, wetter beads just give me more control, I guess, because you have to really take your time and make sure you're not flooding the cuticles. And y'all see how I'm wiping away that acrylic from my cuticles? I like to work with acrylic that's gonna give me enough time to do that. Give me enough time to clean up where I need to clean up and be able to come back to the bead and still be able to move that bead. So of course, quality acrylics you're going to want to use when ombreing, or just period. And y'all can see right here, I put down a bead that was a little bit too big. I didn't need all of that acrylic, otherwise it would have covered too much of the nail, so I just used my brush and wiped it away. Simple as that. You are in control of the bead. You know how you want this ombre to look, so you do what you have to do to make it look that way. Y'all know I'm bad at explaining things, so I'm going to go ahead and let the rest of this video play out. Of course, after this, I'm going to be capping with my Young Nails Clear, and then I'll pop back in a little bit. Okay, y'all, going in with my Young Nails Core Clear, which is pretty much the only clear that I use. I'm just going in and capping my nails. Don't mind the shape. Y'all already know we're going to file these up to perfection, so don't mind the nail tip being wonky like that. These were kind of hard to file, being that these are pop-off nails, so y'all already know we can't file too aggressively when we have pop-off nails on. So I knew once all the acrylic and everything was on there, I'd be able to shape it up a lot better. And some of them did end up popping off behind the scenes while I was filing, but that's okay. We just pop them back on and move on. And if any of y'all are interested in how I apply my pop-off or how I do my pop-off method, leave a comment below. I will make a video if you guys are interested. But I do use UNT Peel Off Base. I've been wanting to use the Jello that I've been hearing really good things about, but this UNT is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Y'all already know. So we rocking with UNT until UNT gives me a reason not to. Anyway, I say all of that to say I will link the UNT Peel Off Base in the description down below. It's on my Amazon storefront. Y'all go check it out and check out all of the other things that I have on there, because I use Amazon so much. Y'all know I travel for work, so I have to use Amazon lockers all over the US. And everything that I have on my Amazon storefront, I swear by it, and I obviously really recommend to all of you guys. So check that out, as well as my LinkTree and all the other links that I have down there for you guys. I do have some promo codes as well, so I'll be sure to link those too. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys continue to watch me cap these nails, and I'll be back. Alright, you guys, going in with our 60/60 grit nail files. I'll link these down below. These are my favorite nail files ever. They get my nails so sharp, and these are stiletto, so we're about to get these sharp as y'all, the microphone fell off of me. As I was saying, we're about to get these super duper sharp, and filing stilettos is really easy. You really just have to file the sides. There's no free edge for you to worry about. Keeping your file parallel against your nail, and also don't be scared to use pressure. Of course, these are pop-offs. I couldn't go as hard as I wanted to go, but don't be scared to put pressure on your nail as you're filing. Also, obviously, I sped this up. Filing is pretty self-explanatory. I didn't feel the need to keep this in real time. Plus, this video is already 30 minutes long, so I wasn't trying to bore you guys with too much filing. Okay, going in with my tried and true and trusted everyday I'm so extra. Everyday e-file from Makartt. Y'all, I love this e-file. Of course, I'll link this one down below as well. And then going in with my mini mandrel bits and what am I trying to say? My mini mandrel bit and my sanding band. Those are from Ruby Nail Products. And this is where I just go in around the cuticles. I think my RPMs is at about 7,000. I clean up around my cuticles, of course, seal the cuticles. And I like using my mini mandrel bit for this step because I'm able to get super close to my skin without cutting myself. That's me though. I know a lot of people like to go right in with their 5-in-1 bit as soon as they're done hand filing, but this is a step that I like to do. This is how I clean up my cuticles. This is how I work, so yeah, it works for me. After this, I do go in with my 5-in-1 bit in fine, and that bit is from Ruby Nail Products as well. Most of my bits are from Ruby Nail Products, you guys. They sent me a bunch of bits, and I love all of them. They're all really, really good. I recommend Ruby Nail Products to you guys, and this isn't just because they sent me a PR package. Everything that they sent me, I absolutely love. They are a smaller business, so to find them, you have to go to tigernailsupply.com because they are sold out of Tiger Nail Supply out in California. So go to tigernailsupply.com, and in the search box at the top, just type in Ruby and all of the Ruby Nail products will come up. Really easy. I put a little screen record on the screen for you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let this e-filing part play out. I do go back in with my hand file just to do some finish filing, but I didn't show that part because again, it was just gonna bore you guys. So I'll pop back in after all of the filing. Alright, y'all, so we are buffing. Make sure you're buffing underneath the nail. Trust me, you won't regret it. It just leaves such a smooth finish. Like, just buff underneath your nails. You'll see what I'm talking about. And also that 5-in-1 bit that I use, I usually just use that to debulk, because obviously the sanding band, you just can't debulk with that. You'll be there forever. So that's why I like to go in with my 5-in-1 bit right after, because I like to debulk and further shape and perfect the nail with that. And then I do some more hand filing after that. So right now, you guys, I am top coating underneath the nail, and the only reason why I'm doing this is because I am working with a clear nail. Y'all know how after we file, we spray our nails with alcohol or acetone and wipe them down, and I don't do that when I'm working with clear nails, because alcohol and acetone, they tend to leave like a white cast on the nail tip. So to avoid that, I like to top coat underneath the nail so that I am able to clean my nail. And this is just an extra step that I like to take. I put my hand into the lamp upside down, cure for 60 seconds, and move on. Now I'm able to wipe my nails off with acetone or alcohol without worrying about the white cast showing through the clear nail. Next, I'm going in with my base coat from Ruby Nail Products and just going over all of the nails. And then I cure that in the lamp for 60 seconds. So the look I was going for was like lace, sexy, freaky, BDSM, choke me daddy, lace and leather nails. Don't ask, okay? So I'm going to be going in with my black from Ruby Nail Products, my long liner brush from V Beauty Pure, and I found these little silver rings from Dollar Tree. Y'all know I love me a Dollar Tree. And then going in with my rhinestone glue gel from Ruby Nail Products. I just drew out a little circle in the shape of the silver ring, placed it on there, did a quick little flash cure, and moved on to the next nail and pretty much did the same thing. I only used the rings on these 2 fingers and then the thumb. On the thumb I added 2 rings. You guys will see later. But after I placed all the rings, I went in with the black and just drew some straps, or what are supposed to be straps. I did have a hard time trying to draw these straps, y'all. I think it was my brush, and I was ignoring my brush. Like, I could have easily fixed my brush, but I didn't. But it's okay. I was also live doing this. I was on TikTok live, so I was trying to stay in frame for the tutorial plus the live, so you guys may see me go out of frame, and I did have to wipe away these lines a few times and redo them. But it's okay, we did get them how we wanted them to look. I didn't want them too thin or too thick. Also, I did put black gel on, like I did draw on the silver rings. You guys will see what I'm talking about, because I wanted the black straps to look like they're strapped around the rings. But yeah, y'all see where I was going with this design. I freaking love this design. Y'all know my favorite color is black. And I love me a good, sharp, sexy ass stiletto. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this part play out, and I'll be back for the next step. Alright, y'all, we are going to finish this set off with some top coat. This is my new freaking favorite. No, it's not even my new freaking, I'm not going to lie, I was gatekeeping a little bit, okay? No, honestly, what it was I've had this gel top coat for a long time, and I would use it here and there, but I started really using it OD now because I realized how amazing it is. Y'all know I love my V Beauty Pure and my Brother top coats, but this Apres top coat, the scratch resistant top coat, even their other top coat, all of the Apres top coats are really good, but this top coat right here, she's my favorite. She's my favorite right now, and she's probably going to be my favorite for a long time. It is a little bit thicker in consistency, but I love that, and I work in thin layers, so it's perfect for me, and it self-levels so good. Apres in general is just an all-around amazing quality brand, so I do recommend this top coat. I think I do have it in my Amazon storefront, but I'll make sure that it's linked somewhere. But yeah, I went ahead and top coated those strap nails, and then I went in with my crystals from Blue Streak on this nail and a little bit of bling on my pinky finger, and then I top coated those nails afterwards. I don't usually like to top coat before putting my crystals on. I like to put my crystals on first and then top coat around it. I know some people work opposite, but yeah, that's how I do it. And right here, you guys, I'm just wiping away any glue that I get onto my crystals because you don't want to cure any glue on your crystals. And when top coating, if you get any top coat on your crystals, of course, just wipe that away as well. I just use a brush with a little bit of acetone or alcohol and just wipe it away before curing. Alright, y'all, so I didn't have any cuticle oil. Well, I had cuticle oil, but we were in a hotel room this night, and I just didn't feel like going to the van to get my cuticle oil. So I just rubbed some lotion on my cuticles, which wasn't a bad idea because it's lotion, but y'all know what cuticle oil does to a set, and it just wasn't giving, so I apologize for that. But you guys, here are the nails. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Comment down below what other tutorials you guys want to see from me. And also really quick, you guys, I started making press-ons, so definitely check me out. I'll pop my Instagram up on the screen. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. I need to go find me a cough drop somewhere. Bye, y'all.